answers back. Bubba G. And Bubba G is teaching Bible basics for all those who want to know, but especially those 10 and under, because you need to learn. In the last video, we saw that Solomon turned away from God. Yes, he did. Can you believe it? He married those foreign women. Then he built an altar for them with those disgusting gods, the Bible said. Then he said, well, your officials will take over, but I will give him some tribes. One tribe will go to your son, but after you die. So Solomon dies, and his son Rehoboam takes over the tribe of Judah. Then we see that Jeroboam, he sinned against the Lord too, and all these bad things were happening. Then a lot of kings who were coming, ruling, they were doing bad. Some did good, but the most part, they were sinning against the Lord. And God was getting angry. God keeps his word. But now, in this video, we're going to look at one king who did good in the sight of the Lord. Bubba G, what's his name? His name is Josiah. So, where you at? Let's turn to 2 Kings chapter 22, verse 1. Josiah was 8 years old when he became king of Judah. Did you hear what I said? He was 8 years old. See? You can do mighty things for God too. You 10 and unders. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay. Josiah was 8 years old when he became king of Judah, and he ruled in Jerusalem for 31 years. His mother was Jedediah, the daughter of Adiah, from the town of Bozkath. Josiah did what was pleasing to the Lord. He followed the example of his ancestors, King David, strictly obeying all the laws of God. Verse 3, in the 18th year of his reign, King Josiah sent the court secretary Shaphan these hard words. The son of Azaliah and grandson of Meshullam to the temple with the order, go to the high priest Hilkiah and get a report on the amount of money that the priests on duty at the entrance to the temple have collected from the people. Tell him to give the money to the men who are in charge of the repairs of the temple. They are to pay the carpenters, the builders, and the masons, and buy the timber and the stones used in the repairs. The men in charge of the work are thoroughly honest, so there is no need to require them to account for the funds. Shaphan delivered the king's order to Hilkiah, and Hilkiah told him that he had found the book of the law in the temple. Hilkiah told him that he had found the book of the law in the temple. See, the book of the law, had been missing. They didn't have it because of all the sin and all the bad things that were happening. They didn't have the book of the law. But what happened? Josiah told them to go over there and do these things, and they found it. Josiah gave him the book, and Shaphan read it. Then he went back to the king and reported, "Your servants have taken the money that was in the temple, and they had handed it over to the men in charge of the repairs." And then he said, "I have here a book that Hilkiah gave me." And he read it out loud to the king. When the king heard the book being read, he tore his clothes in dismay and gave the following order to Hilkiah, the priest, to Ahikam, son of Shaphan, to Akbar, son of Micaiah, to Shaphan, the court secretary, and to Josiah, the king's attendant. Go and consult the Lord for me and for all the people of Judah about the teachings of this book. The Lord is angry with us because our ancestors have not done what this book says we must do. Yes. Verse 14. Hilkiah, Eham, Hilkiah, Ahikam, Akbar, Shaphan, and Josiah went to consult a woman named Hudan, a prophet who lived in the newer part of Jerusalem. Her husband Shalom, the son of Takvan and grandson of Harhash, was in charge of the temple robes. They described to her what had happened. And she told them to go back to the king and give him the following message from the Lord. I am going to punish Jerusalem and all its people, as written in the book that the king has read. They have rejected me and have offered sacrifices to other gods, and so have stirred up my anger by all they have done. My anger is aroused against Jerusalem, and it will not die down. As for the king himself, this is what I, the Lord God of Israel, say. You listen to what is written in the book, and you repented and humbled yourself before me, tearing your clothes and weeping. When you heard how I threatened to punish Jerusalem and its people, I will make it a terrifying sight, a place whose name people will use as a curse. But I have heard your prayer, and the punishment which I am going to bring on Jerusalem will not come until after your death. I will let you die in peace. The men returned to King Josiah with this message. So what do we see? We see King Josiah was 8 years old when he became king. Then they went into the temple. They was rebuilding some things. They found the book of the law. They read the book. After he read the book, he repented. He said, we need to do what's in this book. We are not doing what is in this book. That's why all these problems are coming. Then the prophet came. Yes. It was a woman. Huldah. That's her name. Huldah. Huldah. God uses women. Never forget. She said, these things are going to happen, but not while you're alive. Josiah, you will die in peace. Yes,